Oh, is it installing where? Okay, in my machine. Um, so you already installed MySQL, right? So what we will do today, we'll try to use Java to read from a database. Let's first actually, before jumping onto that, let's create a same student table, what we have. Uh, can you give me control server? So one more thing, your your database is different, your tool is different. It's just like your Java is different, and you are using IntelliJ as IDE, right? IntelliJ is not Java. Java is not IntelliJ, right? IDE. So similarly, this MySQL is just editor. Underneath, actually, there is one more thing. If you closely look into her system, so underneath, actually, there is MySQL, yeah, database also, workbench. Okay, workbench comes with database also, it seems. So under it's like a uh, okay, I'm sorry. There are two things here. One is MySQL is a workbench which comes database along with IDE. But generally, it's not necessary to use workbench itself. You can use any of the front end tools, like SQL Developer is one. Other Oracle people are using. DB Visualizer is one. How you can connect to multiple DB platforms. So your IDEs varies depending on how you are. It's up to you. Like there is no thumb rule that you have to use this one, you have to use that one, etc. But you can use anything, whatever you like, according to your needs. So let's say first we will create here create table. As you know that create table syntax is create table student. So the mostly 90% actually the syntaxes are common across all databases. Only the data types and all may be different, which we may need to follow according to uh, the respective databases. So ID is int here, whereas in Oracle, maybe you can use it as number. Okay, name is varchar, and we can specify size 100. Age is int, date of birth. Yeah, here date of birth, right? In Oracle, we have date component. Let's see, actually here it is, there is a date. Yeah, we have date. Mm, okay, so these are primary details. Let's say these are my primary details for a student. To execute it, just run it. Uh, yeah, execute this. No database is selected. Do we need to use some DB? How many databases we have? Where did it go? Okay, let's create another time
First,
database.
create database.
Connect to database. Okay. Okay, we created a database. So Sabha, I'm creating a common training user account. Maybe that's better. Training. I don't want to reveal your root password. That's why actually I'm doing it. So I'm applying this training all permissions. Let's go back here and we'll disconnect it for the time being. It's not intuitive, this navigator. Um, so now what I'm doing, instead of connecting with your root, I'm connecting to the user what I have created. So my password is hidden password. Let's see, use training. Okay. Show tables. Okay, we have one student table. Okay. Select star from student. Nothing is there. Let's insert some data there. Student. Okay, so it's inserted data also. Let's see query again. Okay, so okay, we are good at it. Now actually we'll start reading this data using Java program. Now it's always helpful. Uh, just the database is different thing and Java application is different thing, right? We already know that how to read data from files, connecting into the file using file reader, buffer readers, various things. Actually, we already experimented it. So now today we'll learn about how to read data from database. Also, how to store data in database through Java application. To do so, uh, your just 1 second. Let me take control to myself. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So this is your database. Database symbol in design actually will use cylinder. Uh, Anything actually you can think that it's your database. Okay, and this is your Java application. Okay, so this is your Java application. If your Java to heavy color. Okay, so it's from Java. You need to read database. If you are reading from IO, right? Let's say actually when you are reading from a disk, what you are doing, you are actually reading it through you are reading through a concept called file reader and buffer reader. So we have actually Java supports readers, writers from java.io package, right? Java's readers and writers, actually we were using it. So we were reading and writing the data there. Two-side arrow. Uh, okay, we're reading it from a disk actually within java.io packages. But what about database? Is there anything, something actually where it can connect to database? The problem here is IO sits, disk sits in your local, wherever it is, right? Even remote also, like a SFTP and all, it can support it. But databases are many. So what they did it, uh, every database provider comes up their own uh, connectors. Let's say another supplement, actually they tell that JDBC connectors. So what JDBC first? Okay, JDBC nothing but one second. JDBC is nothing but Java database connector. So this is what JDBC means. Okay, so Java database connector. This is what JDBC. So every database, it might be today Oracle, right? So it's comes up MySQL, Postgres. Every database, because this is actually Java is developed by somebody, and these guys are developed by some third parties, right? So what they will do, in order to make their transactions along with Java, they will create a connector files. Connector file is nothing but it has some information. Uh, it has some library. You can say that it's a library of files where you can easily connect to a database. So it seems similar to whatever you did underlying. It gives like a boilerplate code, like how you can connect to that one, how what operations actually they can do it and all. But Java also provides certain APIs. Sorry, what Java provides? Java provides API, JDBC API it will provide. but implementation, it doesn't know actually how to do that one. This is where actually you can think like a interface, the examples of interfaces, right? Um, we discussed that, right? I will create interface as a contract. You guys go and implement it. We last time actually we learned it actually. Kavya create interface and Madhur will go and implement it. Sujana will create interface and all, right. Just recap yourself on that one. So Java actually provides APIs, like how I can connect to database. These are all the API methods actually they will create it. It's a contract. These guys, Oracle, MySQL, Postgres, or anybody actually who wants to make themselves available for Java, they will implement that APIs. Okay, they will implement those APIs so that actually using JDBC API, we can connect it to their database. Implementing the boilerplate code. Java only gives you, for example, if you go here, see like a Java SQL API. Go to Java and SQL package. This is one. Everything is interfaces. See here, everything is interfaces. These are all the things were actually implemented by this date and all actually is these are actually data types you can think at this time. Driver manager is just actually a kind of adapter, how you can connect to a database, which we will come to know. Time and everything is actually a data type only. Okay. Apart from that, actually everything is actually, see here, is a interface. What is connection, what is database metadata, what is driver, these are all the things actually is implementation. Implementing by somebody else. But you will be using this one only. At high level, actually, you will be using this one only. We're not using any third-party APIs. But you need third-party APIs to connect to your database. JDBC connector or for JDBC connector, it's like a everything. There might be many things actually. Like, for example, if I go there, Oracle JDBC driver download. It gives like a lot of driver packages. JDBC download. OJDBC 11, OJDBC 8. So for it supports till OJDBC 11 supports till 17. OJDBC 11 supports till 11. So similarly, we have like a MySQL JDBC driver. If you go here, MySQL connectors. Okay. Here we have actually yeah. Here we can download this one. How we can connect JDBC. So this gives how I can connect it. So for example, either OJDBC or everything, right? Here in this case, OJDBC. In this case, MySQL connector. This actually gives how you can connect it to database. this comes here. So same way for this one. Yeah. Likewise, actually, it creates for each and every database. Actually, we can connect it through JDBC connectors. So, for any questions on this one? Hello. So I can't name everybody here. Do you have any questions or no? Yes, questions, please.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Again, I'm repeating. If you are not interested, you can drop off. There is no force here. There is no bond here. You can simply drop off. If you are here, right, try to be honest and learn yourself. Try to be honest yourself, not to me. Okay, so now what we will do, so far this is what theory. Okay, now we will go and do some practical programming. So Sabha, can you please share your screen?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay, first you download MySQL, right? So let's see, 1 second, give me control.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll download here this MySQL connector.
Okay.
Platform independent one. I'm not sure. First time even I'm doing this one. So download as a zip file. Okay, so now we downloaded this MySQL, right? But how you can use this one? This is a jar file. Let me take control back once and let me take on control back. So sorry about that. So before we jump onto that one, I want to explain you some packaging also.
Okay.
It's So what is jar file, right? We'll learn about jar file first. Jar. It's jar means typical jar file. Right? I don't think it's a good example here. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We'll just create some component. Let's see if it's jar here. We have file one dot Java here. Okay, we have file two dot Java. We have file three dot Java. Likewise, actually, we have multiple files. So one of you can tell me, like, if I want to give the files, if I want to share these files to somebody, what you will do? Hello.
Hello.
If you want to share these files to somebody, what do you guys do?
We will select one by one file and send by email.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next option.
Next.
If the person near to us, we will use Bluetooth or share it like.
Okay. Next option. Next best option. So if you do share them one by one, there is a downside also, right? You may miss some of the files, or your friend may miss some of the files. So is there any best option?
Mm.
So you guys are eating something, or what are you guys doing?
No, sir.
Are you
Like, hello.
yeah. Srujana, what do you do if you want to share all files together without missing any single file? Right, we have 10 files here. If you do one by one, there is a potential chance that you may miss one or two files, or your friend may miss one or two files. You think that you sent all 10 files, right? But you may send only 9 files. Will that happen or not?
Yes, sir.
So if that happens, like how did you resolve that issue?
Copy all and send.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying it. Either the mistake may be from your side or a mistake may be from your friend's side. Okay, when he's downloading, he might not have downloaded all the files. Just now we saw that.
Yeah.
What's it? Okay, just now actually we saw that we downloaded a files, right? What is mean by package here, Dharani?
Make it into a single file and we can send that one single file. So no one can miss anything.
Yeah, that's what is package means then.
It's like a jar. If we take jar, we can put everything in a single jar and we can give it to a, like a jar.
Yeah.
Like simple things we can.
You are coming close. You are coming close. Okay. Let's take it one more step back and think about your real world. So Srujana, if you go to a grocery store, you are buying 10 items from there. What do? You will get all 10 items individually in your hand, or how do you get it? How do you get them to home?
I put in a bag.
Okay, you will put in a bag. So their bag is what actually a container actually you are using it, right?
Yes, sir.
So same way, why actually here you will put in a folder and zip it. Is that not simple enough? And
Yeah.
send as a single file, right? If you want to send these files to your friend, or if you want to transfer them without missing any single file, or even in the download, actually you don't want to miss anything, you'll put them in a zip file and send it to your friend. So you are sending it as a single file, right? That's where actually just now we saw that the download option also it is downloading as a zip file. Zip is one archive, right? Zip is archive. So similarly, there are RAR. This is also one archive extensions, archive files. So there are many things actually. TAR. These are some archive formats, right? Each compresses in its own way and combines all files together. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, same way, actually, what Java all you know that it comes up with it comes up with source files, and those will be converted to class files, binary files, right? So for that, you know that. Now, what Java also made it, right? To simplify this one, they also came up with a packaging structure. It's not always actually, suppose the student application, right? If I want to run in Srujana machine, Like there are 4 files in the student application. I can't copy each and every file to Sujana machine, and there might be misuse also somewhere. If I don't keep them in a proper place, I may get some errors as well. So what we Java came up with is a concept called jar. A concept called jar. So what it means is it's a Java archive. It's nothing but it's archive format only, like a resource archive, tar file, a zip file. It's nothing but Java archive. What it contains is all source files, sorry, all binary files and all resource files. Resource file means XML files, etc., etc. It can contain into that one. So that's called Java archive. There is one more thing actually, war file. Nowadays, after microservices, we are not pretty much using this one war format, but war file also there. What it means? War file means it's web archive. Next one is there might be web archive means actually like if you want to package both front end and back end both together. For example, let's say Java archive means it's as I mentioned, it contains only Java files. It contains Java files and resources. Java binaries to be precise, and resources. It contains 2 of them. So what is war file? War file contains not only Java binaries, okay, it can contain UI component as well. UI component files, something like it's not covered yet, but something like JSPs. Okay, web components basically. You can say that web information, etc., etc. So it contains UI components along with jar files. Again, jar consists of Java binaries and resource files, right? So here, if we are combining a jar file and as well as the jar file means, as you know, that it's typically a backend data. In our example, yesterday, whatever we did, student application is a backend application. There is no UI there, right? So we can combine that along with UI, then it becomes a war file. There is one more concept called ER. ER means it's enterprise archive. What it contains? It also contains a jar file and war file together. It's not about one file or 2 files. It can contain multiple war files, and it may contain one or more war file. It may contain one or more jar file. Then it's called like an enterprise archive. That means you are combining a lot of code into one module. Let's say in your organization, there will be like a different teams. So coming back to let's think about what do you know? You know like e-commerce, right? E-commerce means actually like Amazon, Flipkart, these kind of websites. You know that, right? So think that logical modules in that one. I mean, it's not hypothetically only I'm giving. It's not the way actually they operate it. Hypothetically think that when you place an order, how many stages it will see. First is order placed, and then order will go to a supplier. From supplier, it comes to a delivery. From delivery, it comes to you. Okay, so there are multiple stages, and also like a checkout. How you can pay payment, whether you want to pay cash, whether you want to pay some payment tools, etc., etc. These are all the things actually are there in the e-commerce website, right? So now think these things are in a logical as a teams. You already pretty much know it, right? The delivery team is different. Supplier team is different. Even in the backend application, the UI team is different. How the backend application actually will store the data and all actually different things, right? Now, if you want to deploy that entire application, that's where the example comes. So it will fall under enterprise archive. If I want to deploy the entire application as one application, it comes under enterprise archive because it contains different modules. One is payment module, order module, invoice module. These are all the things actually where Java components you can think of as a Java components. The web components you can think of like the UI, how it is coming up, right? What UI it is showing, where that UI components, right? How you can search and how you can read the data, how you can place the order. These are all actually the UI. The backend is what it supports UI. Okay, all together they will deploy it as a, they will package it as a ER, and then they will run that one. So that actually all together actually will run as one application. If one of them down, everything is goes down. Right? So that is what packaging structure. Why they call it different formats of packaging. Okay, any questions on this one? It's pretty much simple. There is no logic here. A jar is just Java components. Web is along with Java web components. ER is all applications together.
No, sir. No dot.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So now we understand this one, right? So if you look at this one, even I downloaded it just now. It's tar file actually, it came to me. Tar file is nothing but, as I said, it's also one of the archive format. If I unarchive this one, okay, so we have actually connected. Here we have jar file here. Okay, jar file, again, just now as I explained, is one of the format of the packaging. One of the packaging format. In this one, you may have like a multiple packages, multiple class, everything actually related to whatever it is there. See here, they also in the zip file, they also give source file. In the source, actually, these are all the things are available. Right? These many modules, these many classes, they bunch together. Okay, they bunched together and they created as a binaries. Package, Java archive package. This Java jar file is so that actually you can run it as a single file. All modules are dependent here. The core API, core implementation, protocol. This doc is just Java doc. Okay. Resources. Okay. Here there might be some configurations, properties, etc. These are resources, means those are not Java files, but still Java will use them. Okay. All the things actually are there, and they package it as one single jar file. So even if you download JDBC jar file, it is still same thing. It will be having a set of packages, a set of files, all packaged together into a jar file, so that it is easy to you to give to somebody, and somebody can use it without any issues. Now, right, what I will do, I will use this one for my programming. If I want to use this, I want to use this for my programming, right? That comes as a dependency. Now we have this one, right? Java. If my application this is my application, my Java application. This is developing by me. Okay. If somebody else also developed something, I want to use that one. Let's say my module, I developed something. Let's go back to our the e-commerce website example. I developed reports as a module. Okay. Srujana developed orders, which means it supports orders, how to take order, how to check order quantities, and all actually it will take. Mine is invoice. Once the product is kind of delivered, how to send the invoice to users, mostly that one. So Kavya developed something else on deliveries. So it will track, what it will do, once the order is placed, it will pick up the order and it will send it to delivery team to deliver it. That kind of module. Okay. Now my application, as I said, right, if I am developing invoice, I need to look up orders also. I need to somewhere actually need to look up how the orders are. Maybe some of the order APIs, order implementation, I need to know it. Right? So that's where what I will do. I will add my application. My application is this one. I will add as a dependency. So this is my application. Any dependencies I will add to this one. It's just like how your Java is working, right? So same way actually I will add as a dependency, so that I can use this code also in my application. Right now, two individual pieces, right? This is one individual piece and one individual piece. So if you add that as a dependency, you can use that in your program. So how you can do it? It's simple. If you go to IntelliJ and if you go to project structure, okay, here dependencies are there. Modules, dependencies are there. Right now, we have only one dependency, that Java version. Java is the only dependency. I can add multiple dependencies, like by clicking the plus button. Jar are dependencies. I can add libraries. Okay, so many things actually I can add it. So for example, if I want to use MySQL connector, let's go on jars are dependencies, right? I will click on jars and dependencies. it will take you like what dependency you want it. So for example, my downloads, it's there in here, right? MySQL. MySQL, this one. I want to add this one, right? I can simply open this one anywhere the path. I can do this one. But I don't want to do this one. If I do so, right, what happens? All my path is strictly bounded. Right? I don't want to do that one. So the next alternative way is I can create here itself one library, lib folder or dependencies folder. I can keep adding all the dependencies to that one. So it's easy for me actually, even to check in the code, right? I don't need to go back and check in that where is my dependencies are and all. So our our intention is one simple, right? If I create a project from version control, anybody should run it. If I have files everywhere scattered in my file system, it's not possible for me to check in all the files. I may miss some files, and every time actually every people will face some issues. So what I will do, I'll create a library in this in this source code itself as a dependencies, and then I will put all the jar files over there so that nobody will miss any jar files, any dependencies, and I will add them to my project. Okay, so now Sabha, let's go back and share your screen. We will see how to set up this jar file and how to execute a simple JDBC character program.
Okay, sir.
Did you download this one or we didn't download?
Downloaded. I think it's completed. Let me, okay, approve.
Okay, it's already downloaded. So let's go back to your IntelliJ.
Okay. Are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing. You are in. Okay, are there any changes in your local? Hello, Sabha.
Hello. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. Can I? You can keep this one. Can I create another clone and we can work on that one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So new project from version control. GitHub. This is the project. I'm cloning it to just 2. I'm naming it as 2 here. The folder name. Okay. So we are in the main branch. And we just cloned it, so everything is up to date. So even though up to date, actually, when I'm starting coding, just I will make sure I'm up to date or not. Just update the project one more time. So update actually will do merging and all internally. There is no as such update project in Git. Always you need to fetch and pull it, right? But update actually will update it here. So there are no changes. Fetch. Again, let's do fetch and update. Okay. Now, right, absolutely there is, this one is same to as the repository version. So there are no issues here. Okay. Now what I will do, as I said, right, I will first create library. So let's create a folder here. Okay, it's not showing it. We need to go back to the folder structure. We are in here. So what I'm doing, along with assignments, actually, I am also creating my libraries. Library is nothing but dependencies. You can name anything. Just I will name it simply like libraries. What we follow in a regular packaging format. Lib stands for libraries. Here, all libraries will come here. Okay. Now what I'm doing, yeah, its library is there, right? So I will copy paste this library. Okay, so library, we have added it, but we didn't add that as a dependency. So now what we'll do, we'll go to our project structure. We'll go to our project structure. SDK 17, you installed already. So we'll go to module. We'll go to dependencies, and then we'll add that as a jar file. This is my library. I will add that as a dependency. Apply. Okay. So here, if you notice, actually the external libraries now is pointing to not only your Java, reload. Is it added? It's added. Scope compile. Yeah, it's added, but I'm not sure why it's not showing here in the external dependencies. Generally, it has to show it. Okay, it's added. That's what actually we so far we did. So now what I will do, I will create another package, JDBC package here. Source folder SRC is already mentioned. Yeah, not sure why it is coming SRC. Generally, it shouldn't show SRC, but that's okay. I think we are not, any program actually, we are not starting with SRC. SRC is just a logical structure. No. Yeah, this is what actually it's supposed to be. What's the error it has? Okay. It's all like that in the code. Yeah, it's not like this here. Okay. Nowhere else is there. It's only that place somehow actually it is showing that one. So we'll go to where is it? JDBC, training JDBC. Okay. Here actually what I will do, I'll create JDBC example. Just plain JDBC example, I will do it. So it's always good to deal with methods, right? So what I will do right now, actually my intention is to read from data. So what I will do, public void. As of now, it's intentionally I'm making it read void. We'll use system out actually after reading. But read cannot be a void return type because we are reading it. We need to return also. Read data. Nothing else actually we are doing it here. Okay. And then from main method, I will call this one. There is a main method here itself. JDBC example. JDBC example equals to new JDBC example. Object is created for JDBC, and through JDBC example, I am calling read data. So far, nothing we are done. We just created a method, empty method, and we are calling from the main method. Now, in order to call, right, there is we need to use JDBC here, right? Okay, we need to use this dependency, right? So we'll use that dependency. But as I mentioned in my previous example, when we are sharing the PPT, Java provides all APIs, but third parties are implemented, right? Now, actually, I will be using my Java API only. It internally dependent of third party libraries. How do I know my compile, right? For example, if I say the simple statement for Java executing a statement is statement, which is what a statement interface statement equals to connection. First, actually, I need to define connection. Okay, from statement, I can create a query. And there are various overloaded methods. Ignore that one. So it throws actually, as you know, that it throws exception. So I'm adding a SQL exception that throws it. It's any grammatical mistakes in your SQL or anything, actually it throws this one. So first, there are 3 steps actually to execute a JDBC statement. So first thing is, I'm putting that comments also. First thing is, you need to make connection. First, actually, you need to make connection. That's where actually this is step 1. This is step 1. Step 2 is create statement. What statement you want to create? This is what step 2. This create statement. Here actually you can pass query also overloaded method. It's there. Almost everything is same. Next thing is you need to execute. So this is also execute statement. So next thing is this will give you result statement dot execute. There are various methods here. I'm not touching them today, but eventually we'll be touching tomorrow and after tomorrow. Execute query. So here what we will do, we'll write select statement, select star from student. This will give you a result set. This will give result set, means where you can have results. This give result set interface where you can drive the results. So I'm catching this exception and there is no surround with, okay. Catch. I'm just printing print status. Nothing else I'm doing it. Okay. Once the result set is come, okay, now it comes another ordered list, step 3, right? This is step 3. Now once the result come, you need to read the results. How you will read the results? You got result set objects, right? Sorry, you got result set objects, right? Now you need to read that one. So again, result set is a interface, right? But think that in results actually it's not 1 row, 2 rows. It can have multiple rows. So when you say like a select star from student, there might be n number of student rows in the student, right? So it's not one particular row. So you need to iterate this one. So that's where actually they provided the result set API also provided. Okay, while result set, okay, next. As next, it doesn't have as next. Yeah, only this provides result set next. While result set is next, actually, that means every time actually a next, it's similar to your iterator. Iterator that has next, right? So here, while you can think that result dot next provides if there is next row. So this is what actually your step 3.2. Okay, result set dot next provides whether there is a next in the row, means like a first row, second row, third row. For first row, actually it provides true. If there are only one row, right? For second row, once it is completed, the second row, right? It turns false because there is only one row. Now, how you can read that one? Result set dot get. Every time actually you will get through the, it's like a table, right? Now result set dot next is moved to a table row 1. That's why actually we are getting this one. In table row, now you can get all the data through columns. So it's something like okay. So this is your Excel, right? So what we have: ID, name, date of birth. We have actually one alpha. Date of birth is 1990-08-27, today's date. This is what actually we have in the date of birth. So what happens, right? Your first result set has next will point to this row. Once this row is completed, okay, results at next will become false. If there is a second row, then it will go to the second row. So if there is a second row, it will go to the next row. But as of now, this row is not there, right? So what it will do? After first row has next, it is pointed here. Now result set row is pointed. Now we need to get column IDs also, right? That's where actually we'll get it. So what we'll do, we need to get it int ID equals to result set. Let's go back. Let's go back to the Excel. This is in the first position wise. Don't confuse it here. Unlike array, in JDBC program, everything starts from 1. Only in Java, arrays, array list, and everywhere else actually you name it, it starts with 0. Only in the JDBC program, it starts with 1, 2, 3. And so whatever the columns actually it goes on. Okay, you can do now actually if I want to read ID, what you can do, you can read data by result set dot get. Yeah, get. There are again different columns where you can use it. Get int column index. Column index is 1. You can use get int for int field if you know it already. If you don't know, actually get string everything and then assign that. Right. Next is int name. So here, right, I can also use column name also. Get string 2. Name is string 2. Now string name. String. Now date comes. Date is a little bit tricky. Maybe I will explain that in a moment. Let's first actually complete this program and then we'll go there. So this is what step 3.2. Now step 3.3 is okay. Now here, right, what you need to do, you read, okay, result set now points to result set now points to current row. It may be 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever it is. Okay. Read column values through result set dot get int or get string or source, whatever you want. That's where actually your step 3.3. So for any questions, first actually we are creating the connection. I haven't covered that one. Next one is you are executing a statement. Okay, it's something similar to how you are doing it here, right? You are writing the statement and then you are executing it and you are reading the results. 3 steps. You are writing the query, you are executing it, and then you are reading the results. So each row represents one result set object. Okay, so that's what we do. You are creating the statement, you are executing the statement, and then you are iterating the results through results.next. Now creating the connect. So far, actually, if you notice, all the things actually you have used is Java SQL only. You didn't use. I said we are depending on MySQL JDBC connector, but you can ask like, where is JDBC connector there? Why I need to use it? Why I need to keep that in the dependencies? Without that, the program can't compile. The answer is the program will compile, no issue with that one, but program won't run. As I said, right, Java provided a contract to implement somebody else. Java provided that, okay, my Java platform supports these APIs. Okay, connection, result set, and this is how I want my programmers should aware of. Okay. And somebody, the vendor, actually, by taking that contract, they implemented how to talk to their database. Okay. So now we need to tell Java. Java doesn't know actually which API, which library we are using, which database it is talking to. So we need to tell our Java program on which platform actually, on which database it is taking. That's where it comes like class dot fun. So what it does, right? It loads the driver, appropriate driver. Class.forName actually what it does, it loads appropriate driver and tells that, okay, hey, JVM, load this driver for this implementation. So I am using this JDBC. This is heads up to our JDBC, our Java program, our JVM, that load this class file from the dependencies and use this as our connection mechanism. So then actually it will use that API implementation and then execute your program. So what this class.forName, what class you have to use? Let's. I mean, even I am not sure. Let's go ahead and look at your a sample class.forName for MySQL JDBC driver. See, here it is. There are various connectors, right? How you can use it, everything is mentioned. So the driver class name, right? It's configuration properties. How you can connect, it's a Java, it's a documentation. So we are using a MySQL connector, and the driver class name is, they are asking like, this is your driver class name. So first use this one, class.forName. You load this class.forName here. This is driver name. You are loading a driver, and it may throw some exception, class not found exception. Class not found exception. Let's add that to signature, and we'll handle it because we already learned about exception handling. Let's handle it here. Catch class not found exception. Here also I'm just printing nothing. Actually, I'm not doing anything, just printing it. Okay. Now I loaded it. Now still my collection is empty. So first one is, again, let's go back here. The very first step is you need to make, in order to make connection, in order to make connection, what you need to do is you need to load first class file. First one is load driver class file. Load driver class file. This driver class file is different for each and every implementation, meaning this is for MySQL. For Oracle, it may be different thing. For Postgres, it may be different thing. For any other database like Mongo or any database, right? SQL Server, it's different driver according to their implementation. So first, actually, let's see. Now I will comment out this one. I'm always using Mac keys. Okay, for the time being, actually, what I'm doing, I'm commenting this one. Let's see actually if my driver class is loading properly or not. My first test is, I want to see whether this class file is loading properly or not, because I created as a library, right? So let's see actually if I'm getting without any exception. Yeah, so we are able to load the class. Class is loaded successfully, but it is showing that this is deprecated method. The new driver class is this one. We need to use this one, not the JDBC driver. They're asking us to use a new JDBC driver. So we'll use this one itself. Let's try it again. Yep, class is loaded successfully, no issues. Now this is step 1, I said, right? Or step 1.1. Now we still didn't get connection. So now we loaded connections. We loaded class file, and now actually we need to get the connection. In order to get the connection, we need to give what database we are using, where it is located, how it is located, and everything. That's where the next property comes. Here, right? URL connection string. So this is how you can use it. What it is, right? You think that actually here, think that what it is. This is URL, right? In order to talk to a website, we are using a protocol called HTTPS. HTTP, HTTPS, these are actually protocols. Protocol is nothing but how you can communicate. Even let's say actually for argument's sake, in your movies or anywhere actually you see he didn't follow protocol. Like when there is a event or something, actually you need to invite a collector, but they didn't follow protocol, etc., right? That's something like actually a set of instructions set when something is happening. Okay, when something, and for an event there is a protocol. All right, whom to invite, whom not to invite, there is a protocol that's called like a protocol, event protocol. So similarly here it's a communication protocol. There are various communication protocols like a TCP, SFTP, all these things. Okay, most of the things are again fall under TCP category. This is HTTPS, again one of the TCP category. Okay, HTTPS is a protocol. Similarly, SFTP is also a protocol. FTP is also a protocol. FTP is file transfer protocol. Okay, HTTP is hypertension, hyper text something, actually the full form. Yeah, hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, FTP is file transfer protocol. Similar to that one, we also have a protocol. We are giving the protocol here, suffix that. Okay, this is not HTTP, this is not something else. Okay, this is JDBC protocol, and then followed by MySQL. I'm talking to JDBC as that my MySQL database is MySQL. Here actually server name. Generally, right, your database is not in your local. It will be somewhere else. Like exactly this one, docs.oracle or somewhere actually it's there, right? So where is your server? You are telling them. And on which port actually the database is up. That you will get it here itself. When you are getting a database, connect to database, here it is showing that host name is localhost. It's there in local. And port number is 3306 is the port number which is listening to it. So every service is assigned to a port number. We are not covering that one anytime. Maybe if time comes later in advanced stage, we'll cover what is port numbers and all. So host name is what actually your local host or anywhere actually. If host name is it can be local host, it can be a www something, actually a domain or anything, actually you can use it. But as your local, you are using local database, it's local host. And port number is 3306. It's port number again different for various databases. This database is running on 3306. Whereas in yesterday, actually, if you are noticed, actually, when we were installing in Dharani's machine, it was complaining on TNS listener, like 1521. It was not able to up. That's where actually that some issue was there in the DLLs or something. So Dharani, how did you fix that one? Is it reinstall or some administrative issues? Hello? Hello, Dharani, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
So how did you fix that Oracle issue?
Sir, can you come ahead once?
No, how did you fix Oracle issue?
Oracle. I installed Oracle 12C, sir, because Oracle 19C is not supported in my lab.
Okay,
So
okay,
I
okay.
installed Oracle
Okay,
12C.
got it. Got it. Yeah, something like that. See, yesterday, but when you notice, actually, it was complaining on 1521 port number. So Oracle uses that as a default port number. MySQL uses 3306 as a port number. Somebody else actually will use like a 1414 also a port number. So 1423 is also a port number for SQL Server. So different vendors, they will use different port numbers. They just need to have different port number because multiple services are running on your local. How to identify your service? You can think at this time like that. Port number is multiple services are running in your system, local host. So in local host, actually, it's not only MySQL. For example, just for argument's sake, it's not only MySQL. Maybe Saba can install Oracle also. Still, that may run and run up and running. How do you differentiate two databases? Whether you are connecting to local host Oracle database or local host MySQL database. That's where the port number comes and differentiate it. So on this port number, MySQL is running. So far, any questions on that one? Connection and port numbers?
So
This is
port number is like
JDBC is a, every service will have its own port number.
okay.
Port number, you can think that your room number.
Okay.
Okay, you are in a home, right? Home is nothing but your local host. Okay, within your room, you are in master bedroom. Your kid is in child bedroom. Your guest or somebody actually is in guest room, etc., right? So that's what it is. Port number means it's like a room number.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so what it is, the URL means, right? URL connection string. You are using JDBC as a protocol and you are connecting to MySQL database. Server name is the IP address or server name or local host or anything, actually it can give it here. That's where the database is there. And server port is what is the address of that server. See, the default server port is 3306. That's what they said. We didn't change the default port number. That's why it's remains same thing. Now we'll use the same format to connect it. So we'll use this one. And the last one is the database name. Just in the beginning, actually, Srujana told that, right? We need to create database. We created training as a database. That's what it is. And which database we are connecting it. So now actually the second step is no, it's not like it's a room number, as I said. We will use driver manager API to get the connection. Driver manager dot get connection. So here actually you will use connection details. Driver manager dot get. So this is common. Localhost is common. MySQL is common. And here in the server name place, what I will do, I will give localhost. Okay. In the server port number, I will give the server port number is 3306. And database, what I'm connecting is training database. My database table is in training. And followed by, I also need to give, so far that is what actually we did, right? Let's go ahead and here, when you are making the database connection here, you are giving not only localhost and this one, you are also giving username, password, how you can connect to it. That's where it's now actually a key. Who can enter into your room is actually a key Dharni. Username and associated with the password is your key. So you need to
Okay,
give I think training is my user ID again. Don't confuse. Training is the database and training is also a username. And I gave password as a hidden password. Is my password. Training is my key username and hidden password is my password. So you can get that information again from here. Cancel. So here actually users and privileges, right? So I created training a new user and also I gave roles also like password also like I gave hidden password as my password where easily somebody can read. Because it is training, I'm giving like an easy remember password. In general, it's not advised to give something like the passwords like this. So this is what your step 2. Load driver class name. Then you will create connection using driver manager. Okay. Pass JDBC URL, username, and password. So this is your step 1.2. Now here is what your step 1.3. Here you will get from driver manager, get connection, right? Actually, it is 1.2 only. It was null. Okay, now what I will do, I will take this one. This one will give you a connection object. And this is not needed. This is the way actually you will you will communicate it to database. First step is you need to load the driver. Second step is you need to get the connection. In order to get the connection, you need to pass a JDBC URL, username, password. Okay. Next one is you need to create a statement object, and you need to execute the query, and then you need to iterate the results. So these are all actually 6-7 steps actually where you will execute it. So for now, actually, let's see what it is printing. I'm just printing here. I will print in a beautiful format. Pipe. Or I can use println here. Let's run this program and see how the output is, or any exceptions. We'll resolve them. Okay, it printed. No exceptions, it printed. So it was able to connect on the JDBC using the JDBC protocol on MySQL database. Okay, and where MySQL is there on localhost, and it is running on 3306. And the database name is training. Okay, username is training. Password is this one. Okay, now we are creating the connection, and then we are creating a executing a statement, and then we are iterating the results here. Okay, any questions so far?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so what I will do, I will check in this one today, and I'm not sure tomorrow. I will confirm that early by morning. Are you guys available tomorrow, or you want to take a break?
No, sir, I will not available for tomorrow.
Yeah, what about others?
I'm available. Sir. Hello.
Okay, because next week actually there is one festival coming, right? When is the festival? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Okay, so we will take a break on that day. Mm. I will confirm that. Okay, by your morning actually I will send the calendar if we are meeting tomorrow, or else we will meet on Monday. What we will do similarly we did today MySQL, right? So a lot of people may not have MySQL, some people may have Oracle. We will also actually try to execute the same program in Oracle database.
Okay, sir.
So again, I'm recapping what we covered today. We learned so many things again. One is we learned about packages. What is jar, what is var, what is ER. We learned about JDBCs, how you can convert, how you can package, what dependencies, how you can use a third-party libraries into your system. Okay. Also, we used JDBC program now. We also installed MySQL in a Saba machine, not Saba machine. Yeah, in Kavya, we still need to install Oracle. That's pending. We'll see that later. Yeah, that's all we covered. Three things. One is what is packages, what is dependencies, and how you can use it in your program. And third thing is JDBC program. Okay, so the code is available in main branch itself now. Okay, then thank you very much for today. We'll let you know about tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.